Welcome back to Nightchild Reviews. Another day, another year, and yet another twist in the legal saga that is Prince Rogers Nelson's estate. In what could well become a bitter dispute, the Internal Revenue Service, America's tax authority, has claimed that the Prince estate has been heavily undervalued and a large amount of extra tax is now due. The IRS is disputing the value that Comerica, the estate's administrator, has arrived at, which is $82.3 million. The IRS is arguing that Prince's estate is worth twice that figure, valuing it at $163.2 million. These figures mean that the IRS believes that the estate owes a further $32.4 million in federal taxes and, to make matters worse for the estate, the IRS has demanded a $6.4 million accuracy-related penalty, claiming many assets have been undervalued. This is hard news for the estate. Following on from the news in 2019, Prince's heirs had already spent $45 million on legal and probate fees and owed $31 million in unpaid taxes. It appears that much of the debate centres around various Prince assets, such as his real estate holdings, which were estimated to be $5.7 million too low, specifically in regard to the 185 acres he owned in Galpin Boulevard in Chanhassen. Most interestingly of all in regard to Prince's extraordinary back catalogue of music, it has been argued by the IRS that Prince's NPG Music Publishing is worth $36.9 million and not $21 million, and that the NPG record imprint should be valued at $46.5 million and not the much lower $19.5 the estate had arrived at. Prince's musical composition interests were said to have been undervalued by $11 million and various personal and business properties by $36 million. So, what does all this mean? Well, it means the likelihood of an extended, protracted and expensive legal saga is now sadly much more pronounced. It will soon be 5 years since Prince passed, and the truly breathtaking amounts of legal fees being racked up rumbles on. There seems to be a certain degree of frustration among some of Prince's heirs, and sadly, already, Alfred Jackson, Prince's half-brother, has passed away also. Quoted in AP News, Dennis Patrick from DeWitt LLP notes that valuing a large estate like Prince's is more of an art than a science. Part of the problem also lies in the fact that the music industry is rapidly changing. Giants such as Spotify and Tidal have changed the payment system for music forever. Prince also has a huge back catalogue and, quite frankly, a vault like arguably no other artist ever. The amount of unreleased material is rumoured to be in the many thousands, including albums, concerts, films, videos, and much more. And this, for all Prince fans, is the possible silver lining to these events. The short to medium term shock of the legal and tax bills could well pale into insignificance with the long-term legacy of Prince's work. Already deluxe and super deluxe sets for Purple Rain, 1999 and Sign of the Times have been released, with each release receiving an even greater reception and critical plaudits. Sony have acquired a number of rights for reissuing Prince's many albums, and the potential for money-making initiatives such as musicals, licensing, tours, concerts, streaming and merchandise is huge. There will always be a tension between respecting a true artist such as Prince and the commercial imperative which demands that bills be paid. Prince also has another unusual facet to his legacy with his ethereal recording studios, Paisley Park, which hosts concerts and a yearly celebration of Prince, his enduring influence and genius talked about by everyone. The true struggle for the estate is getting to the place where the celebration of Prince's work is the only concern to be had, where the promotion, exploration, appreciation and enjoyment of not just the stellar back catalogue, but also the legendary vaults are given true musical justice. Prince famously fought incredibly hard to free himself from record companies, lawyers and contracts, and it is somewhat ironic that his estate now finds itself determined by all three. I will leave the final words to Prince, who in 2010 released a track called Act of God, in which he sung, "I get $1 million, people hear me sing, got to give the banker half of everything." We all, lawyers possibly aside, wish for a speedy and just resolution to these issues, and for the focus once again to be where it should be, Prince's remarkable music. Thank you.